Today we have a really interesting topic. So, MDEC recently said on the Malay Mail Online recently said that coding to be the school curriculum next year, says MDEC CEO. So I quote, coding will be added to the syllabus of national schools starting next year, according to MDEC by CEO Dato Yasmin Mahmood. She said that computer coding will not only be taught as part of a computer science subject, but will also be incorporated into the pedagogy of teaching, especially in science and math in class. So, what do you think about it?
I think it's a step in the right direction here. Like right now, everyone's using code to create something new, especially all the new tech requires a lot of advanced coding.
Okay.
But I feel the issue is that we have maybe infrastructure. When we went to LaSalle, we didn't even have a computer lab.
Exactly.
Or a very functional one.
Exactly.
So to have a proper coding lab, you also need licenses. So the government can really support this coding for high school kids or even primary school. It'll be really good for our country. Like even China starting it right now. China aims in the next 5 to 10 years to overtake India. That's why they started a lot of tuition for computer science and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure they require a specific program, like just to educate children.
See, this is like, it's cool that Malaysia is taking forward into announcing coding.
Yes, of course.
In schools, I don't know, be it primary schools, high schools. But I think the really fundamental problem, right, learning how to code, right, isn't like trying to ride a bicycle or trying to learn how to swim. You can't just okay, you're gonna start introducing coding next year and expect every teacher to know how to teach, not every teacher, but specific teachers to know how to teach coding.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Infrastructure. So probably in the first few years, we will have to have
if you look at
industry professionals to come in and properly teach educators to how to present coding. Maybe PLCs. When people start learning PLCs, the common project they will learn is stuff like the traffic light project.
Right.
So they can learn from common projects, maybe building a simple calculator. And that will build interest first.
I mean, small, baby projects.
Baby projects.
But the thing is, coding is mostly based on learning programming languages.
Yes, correct.
Programming languages, right? So the thing is, even Malaysia, right? Remember when we were in transition to English, when we had science and math.
Right, when we went to high school.
Here's the funny thing: science and math. When I was in high school. We
started.
We're technically almost the same time, just 1 year gap. When we were in high school, most of my teachers in science and math, they couldn't even speak English to begin with. There was a language there's a clear language barrier, and coding is all in English. Most of coding is in English. So how do you expect people the teachers to teach coding when English isn't the first language? I mean, isn't a prominent language.
I got one of my friend. He's doing science stream a year younger, a year our junior. So this science teacher, he was teaching science, biology, and the word was supposed to be sperm. The guy pronounced it as sperm. Then the kids was like, "No, teacher, it's sperm." He was like, "Sperm."
No, I mean,
my thoughts exactly.
I would say that's a different issue on its own. But I mean, in coding language, if you know your stuff, you're definitely going to be able to do it, right? But teaching it's another issue on its own, right?
I mean, that goes to the same as teaching anything, right? If you teach anything, there's gonna be a fundamental challenge into teaching. You can be the smartest teacher, but not necessarily you'll be the best teacher in terms of teaching.
Yes, of course.
There are some.
That's why in US also there's an issue between professors that do research and professors that teach. You know, the research professors are bad at. They're smart, but they're bad at giving out information.
The second thing is also staffing. Like Malaysia, we all know that Malaysia is in this startup buzz. Everyone wants to create startup. Everyone wants to be in tech because it's like the new hot thing, right? But there is a supply and demand problem. If Silicon Valley have a shortage of tech people, what do you think about Malaysia?
Yeah,
that's why Malaysia has a really shortage of tech people, like really good tech people. We're short of it, and MDEC plans to announce coding in schools next year.
But if you read the article, it says that they already started this program last year with 22 schools. So they started the program already. Of course, 22 schools is a small number. Maybe if you want to really make this a nationwide thing, you start from big cities, first start from Kuala Lumpur. Then slowly, if the program goes well, continues going well, you can slowly expand back out to rural areas.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you must start in the city center where most of these kids are brought up with technology. And if they really were interested, like I said, do baby steps to get them motivated to learn coding. As you know, coding, like you and me both learn C++. So you do know that there's 1,000 ways.
I didn't learn C++.
So there are like 1,000 ways to create a program.
I actually wonder how are they going to teach the kids, because I know they are introducing to primary students, right? Initially.
Yeah. No, I mean both primary and secondary.
Oh, okay. So remember in primary school, all we learn is actually just typing down keywords.
Yeah. Microsoft Word.
With all of your fingers. And then when it goes to secondary school, all we do is basically Microsoft.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Back then, for schools to get able working computer lab was tougher than it is today. Like we grew up, we don't have freaking iPhones or iPads, stuff like that. But kids these days, 3 or 4 years old, you see them just tapping down on an iPhone.
See, but using an iPhone and coding it,
yes, of course,
two different things.
Are two different things, but they are more used to tech. Like you know how our parents, if you look at our parents,
yeah, you mean exposed?
Yeah, they're exposed to tech.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's just like how when we were kids, we played computer games.
Like I was saying, a younger, maybe when we were primary school, we play Pepsi Cola and all that. But they're not doing that nowadays. They're probably just doing something on their phone, which I would say is help them transition. So they don't have to do that. Our primary school ASDF, JK, and all that garbage of typing. For
me personally, I think it's a really ambitious program that MDAC is trying to instill in schools. But the second thing is that MDAC is the one proposing this, not the Ministry of Education. What the fuck, man?
I mean,
mind blown.
I don't know what to say, but
MDEC is supposed to be the one that we set the tech. I mean, MDEC is technically all technology, and Ministry of Education is supposed to establish what kids are going to learn.
Yeah, but maybe they have.
It just shows that how broken the system of Malaysia is generally.
No, maybe they have a sort of connection. You know, they have a deal or partnership in place. I don't know. We don't know what's going on.
I don't think so.
This just announced on Monday. So we don't really know what the king's is.
I will tell you right now, there is no way that a teacher can master coding in just.
No, that's why I'm saying.
There's no.
That's why I mentioned earlier,
primary school, high school. I don't give a shit. There's no teacher right now that can really master coding and to teach it, to educate yourself to do coding. It's okay, but to teach it to a broad audience of people, that's hard. It takes a lot of skill to teach someone how to code. I don't know. I mean, our school, we don't really have a lot of good teachers actually.
Okay,
only a few.
Like I was saying earlier, the first few years are going to be tough. They're going to have to get in some industry professionals to train, or maybe they'll bring in some foreign talent to train. So it comes down again to infrastructure, like I told you.
Money.
Yeah, infrastructure.
Money. You don't have money, you don't have infrastructure, you don't have teachers coming in.
That's why
But I'm guessing like it's gonna be an additional cost where
Exactly, it's going to be a
Okay,
huge
but
additional
let's
cost.
say if-
And your can you imagine LaSalle, where we came from? Imagine there weren't even computers in our school.
I mean, there was a computer lab, but we weren't really
Yeah.
able to use
But
it. We're not allowed to use
I
it.
remember when I was in school, there was only like maybe 3 or 5 PCs that was running on Windows 7 or like the high end. Other thing was like XP or 98.
But XP is a stable software. It was the best. It
And
was
people
the
were
best
like
Windows.
fighting for like the best.
Windows was the best. Windows XP was the best.
People were like fighting for the best computer there is because they want
No,
to
but
play all
let's
the
say
games.
they don't need the money. What I'm telling you is JPA, is it JPA?
or like the scholar.
The scholars, right? JPA,
Yeah.
right? They send out a lot of students to go study overseas, stuff like that. So when you're studying overseas, or maybe you're studying in college, most of the time you have to pick up C++.
It depends on what you're studying.
So let's say like for my engineering
I'm a
course, right?
business student. Do I need to pick up C++? C++ is not in my.
Well, if you're studying like computer science,
Yeah, if you're
or
studying
like-
computer
Yeah,
science,
computer
you have,
science, engineering, doing math, you probably need to know C++ to be able to do MATLAB and all stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in business wise, maybe in the future, we're not sure. I'm pretty sure business people do some sort of coding, SQL, big data, or something like that.
I don't think so. Not in Malaysia at least. I don't
But
think so.
I mean, we can both agree it's a step in the right direction. So
It is look guys. It is the step in the right direction. Malaysia needs to go to this direction. But the fact is Malaysia is always so slow to pick up what's happening. I mean coding has been here for like so long ago. It's been like the right direction. Every part of the industry right now is moving into tech. Software is eating the world. Software is literally eating the world. Everything is moving into software. So that's like, don't tell me like because there's the startup hype and the tech hype, then what the Ministry of Education MDEC is like, finally we need to acknowledge that our kids need to learn to code. Coding is literally the new literacy.
maybe I'll share you
It's the
something.
new literacy.
I'll share you something.
I don't give a shit if you're like a postman or you're like a normal person, right? You need to know at least some form of coding.
Let me share you something my marketing manager actually shared to me just this morning. Okay, so you want to say like, maybe you say like coding is like it's a literacy thing. Everyone should know it by now, but you must look at the bigger picture. We're not such an advanced country right now.
That's true.
Okay, we're not an advanced country. If you look out the rural areas, a lot of kampong, some even maybe don't even have access to internet. So you cannot just look at it that way. Maybe you just look around you. Oh, you guys know, all your friends, they know coding, they have internet, everything, all the thing. You cannot really consider it that way. You also have to consider the country as a whole.
I'm not trying to say that the country as a whole needs to like somehow whip up into like a coding center. I mean, US. If you look at US, not every freaking state is like a freaking tech city.
Not every freaking state knows it, but I mean, they're more advanced, more developed. Even the townships are more developed.
Like I think Malaysia is really slow at adapting what is in, because I mean Singapore has already installed coding as a literacy in school. I mean US long time ago. Hong Kong maybe. I'm not sure about India.
India is the forefront. They
Yeah.
are the leaders in it.
So I totally agree with you that it is the right step in direction that Malaysia should take on, but there are very, very realistic challenges that MDEC is going to face. It's not something that you can't just change someone, right, and just ask like, hey, why don't you just go coding? You just can't send someone to training and just learn how to code and start teaching people.
Yeah,
It
so
just
that's why
doesn't-
we'll
it
have
just
to
doesn't
look
work
at
that
the
way.
developments in the coming months or the coming years. For what we've just seen right now from the article, I think it's a great idea. So
Okay, let me shed some fact with you guys. when we were in Inti, right? When I was trying to do like startup, when I was trying to do startup
What
kind
year
of
was
stuff,
this?
that was back in 2010. After I came, the first
2010 I was not in T yet, man. I came in
the first time when
2011.
I came back from US, 2011, sorry, 2011 around that. The first time when I came back from US, I was searching the whole Inti, right, for programmers, for legitimate good programmers, and the only place that's going to bring me that is computer science, the computer science department, right? So in all the computer science department, right, there are only about 5 students. In probably about 300 plus students, only 5 can actually code. Only 5 in a university. And the teacher themselves, right, they only teach theory of coding. They could probably teach the basics like C++ and stuff like that. But it's actually ultimately up to the students or up to whoever wants to pick up coding, because not everyone is going to be interested and not everyone has the mental capacity to pick up coding.
Yeah, that's why they want to start in primary school, you see.
Yeah,
You start
I mean,
baby
it's
steps,
very good
you have to
yeah.
implant
Yeah, to
the
implant
seed,
the interest.
the seed of interest
Yeah,
into them.
I definitely think that putting it in primary school is much more crucial.
They're gonna stumble into some problems, but I do feel that they have received a lot of backing from our young generation. So we'll just see how the development goes. There's no point continuing debating about whether it'll be good or how they're gonna tackle it if they don't even have a chance to start it yet. So I do feel we should end it at a point saying we're heading in the right direction. China, we're coming for you.
All of us agree.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's a really good idea. I just think that there are very realistic challenges that they are going to face, that it wouldn't be rolling out next year.
Oh yeah, we shouldn't discuss about that now though. It's like.
But as a Malaysian, I feel like what we're really good at is challenging impossible.
And especially doing the impossible.
In my high school, I never thought
We shall end it with the high note there. I think Sean, you set the high note. So if you like what you see and you want to follow, or do subscribe to Bombsite, I'll put a button somewhere around here.
I think it's down now.
Just
It's
click the
down.
button. I'll put it everywhere.
Okay, see.
Alright,
See ya.
bye bye. Hey guys, if you like the video that you have watched, do subscribe to Bombsite. If you're a blog, brand, startup company that needs help in web design or web development, do check out this website here. We could really help you a lot. On a side note, bombsite.xyz is a legit website that we hacked a couple of days ago. It's a food review site that allows you to leave honest reviews through a rating of bombs. But we have plans to transform it into a discussion platform where it allows you to have discussions about real stuff. I know we are planning to rebuild the whole website from ground up. So subscribe to us and we'll definitely let you know what are the upcoming plans for the website. Thank you.